Alright, so as you can tell after you clicked on this video, I'm looking for a new bike. But before we start, I'm going to tell you more about my injury. Up on the screen right now, there's a picture of my ankle. Now, the part that's outlined in red is where I broke it and where the bone actually came off. And that isn't an avulsion fracture. Now, I promised that I would show you that in last Sunday's video. So, there it is. But to get on to the main part of the video, I am looking for a new bike. I have a budget of about $2,500 to $3,000. And I have narrowed it down to about 2 options, both from the same brand. So these bikes are considered enduro bikes, but I would consider them more trail bikes. They both have 160 front and rear, but they have trail geometry. Now the 2 bikes I am talking about are the Polygon Siskiu N7 and the Polygon Siskiu N9. Now, I was going to originally pick the N7, but they changed out the rear shock to a Fox Float DPS. Now I wanted to get this because of the DPX2. This was like pretty much the main reason, because this is a really good shock, but they went behind my back and changed the shock. So now I'm confused on what I should pick. So let's give a rundown of specs, starting with the N7. The N7 comes with a RockShox Yari, Fox Float DPS, Shimano Dior 1x12, Shimano Dior MT420 4-piston brakes, Trans-X dropper post, which comes in 150 depending on the size you get. I would get the 29-inch wheel version, which would come with 160 millimeters of travel, and the total price is $24.99. This is a really good deal for what you're getting, but the N9 is a lot higher spec for only a little bit more money. N9 comes with a Fox Performance 36 float, a Fox Performance Float DPX2, Shimano Xt 1x12 speed, TRP Slate 4-piston brakes, Trans-X dropper post, same suspension travel. It comes in at $2,999. These are both great deal bikes, but I am still confused on what I should get. I've been researching full suspension bikes for about 4 months now, and I've completely flopped around between hundreds of models. I started out looking at a Viathon M.1 GX, and now I'm looking at a Polygon Siskiu N9 enduro bike. So they're 2 very different bikes, but I feel like the N9 would suit me more, and I want to get into harder racing and expand my skills past Nike races. So I actually started out with the Viathon. I then moved to the Trek Fuel EX5, which is another great bike. A very cool color scheme. Trek always does a great job with their color schemes. And then I moved to a Vitas Mythique 27 VRX. That one is pretty low spec compared to the N9. And the N9 is only $1,000 more. I shouldn't say only, $1,000 is a lot of money. But in the bike industry, it's kind of not that much. Some forks get up to $1,000. I then flipped around to even some really hidden brands like Moto Bicane. I think that's how you pronounce it. They had really great spec because they came off Bikes Direct, but I decided against it because the geometry was a little outdated. And now I finally narrowed it down to the last 2, the N7 and the N9. And I need your help to pick. If you want to do more research on these bikes, I will leave both links in the description to both of them. And if you have any other suggestions, I would gladly hear it. I'm going to go over some cool features of each bike. So the N9 comes with these Shimano Xt Hubs, and they're actually really cool. So once you get up to a certain So if you guys have any other suggestions, I will link a Google form to where you can vote on both the bikes. Or I also put in the option where you can vote for the other, for another bike that you want me to check out, and I'll be looking at all the responses. If you want me to check out one, I will gladly do it. I'll leave a link in the comment section, I'll leave a link in the description, and I'll leave a link in the top right. You'll see it right now. So go vote, and I will see you guys next Sunday.